Stop swinging toward your target on your serve, and your serve consistency is going to go way up. Let's check out Roger Federer and how far off to the right he swings when just hitting a basic slice serve.
And if you've never seen something like this, it's just shocking how far off to the right Federer swings. So this is a serve down the tee for an ace past Cameron Norrie. So let's look at the swing path. And specifically, let's even just look at his hand. Let's look at the direction that his hand travels. See that? As he's hitting the ball, he's not moving the racket or his hand even, like the handle, toward his target. But he's actually swinging, like right now, the tip of the racket is pointing at this guy sitting on the bench. Incredible pronation, strings facing off to the right. But this is on a slice serve. Now you might be thinking, yeah, but on a flat serve, Ryan, you're going to swing toward your target. No, you'll just swing a little less to the right if you're right-handed. On no serve should you be swinging directly toward your target. Let's look at this pronation to understand this, by the way. Because some people are like, wait, what? Like, how is this happening? How is he pronating? How is the ball going left, yet he's pronating and the strings face right? So here his strings are facing to the left prior to contact. Here his strings are facing, we'll use that frame right there. His strings are facing off to the right after contact. So what we could say is there's about 180 degrees. It's actually a little bit more, but about 180 degrees of racket flip. So then the question is, okay, so if it's 180, let's draw this. If it's 180 degrees that the racket is flipping, when is contact? All right. And first off, contact is 0.004 seconds. Like, it is a really small number. It's a very short amount of time. So don't think of it as a long time. It's like, it's quick and then it's gone. By the time you feel it, the ball's like way away from you. It's that quick. But when does contact occur? On a serve, any serve you hit, it's always going to be less than 90 degrees. You're always going to contact before you reach 90 degrees. And so here we can see when he contacts, he's just about to hit the ball. Now remember, his racket was facing left here. Now his racket is still facing left. And it's not as on edge as it was here, but it's still basically on edge. He is leading with this right edge and trailing with the left edge. And then after he hits the ball, the majority of that 180 occurs. So let's say that the difference between where the ball went and where he's swinging, let's say that's about 20 degrees from an aerial view. So the difference between here and there, let's say that's about 20 degrees. Well, it would make sense then that he is going to have 70 degrees of rotation prior to contact and 110 degrees of rotation after contact. So we'll go before C and after C, right? Before contact and after contact. What does that equal? 180. This is why players struggle to understand pronation on a slice serve, because they have this mindset that like you've pronated 100 degrees by the time you contact the ball. Well, that would put lefty spin on the ball and make the ball curve right. You still need to lead with the leading edge. And then after you hit the ball, you continue to pronate. Now, I had somebody in the comments section, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I made a video with a similar topic, and surprise, surprise, right? And the person said, well, what does it matter if you pronate after contact? The ball's already gone. But you can't think of it as the ball is gone. It's one continuous pronation. He's just pronating. He's just turning the racket, and he just so happens to be hitting the ball during that time. He can't stop that turn, or he shouldn't stop that turn if he's really going to forcefully pronate and rotate the racket like that. This is the fastest way to move the racket through contact. Like if your strings face up before you hit and then down after you hit, you're simply not hitting your fastest serves. Your strings should face to the side before you hit the ball and then to the side after you hit the ball. And they're in opposite directions, obviously, facing off to the left, then facing off to the right for you right-handers. This is the way you move the racket through contact. But the main idea of this video, as I get off topic, is you gotta pick a target off to the right of you if you're right-handed and off to the left of you if you're a lefty that you're going to swing the racket toward. But you lead with the edge of the racket when you strike. So the ball doesn't actually go toward this guy on the bench. The ball's going to go left because the ball goes where the strings point. See, the ball goes where the strings point, not where the racket travels. Where the racket travels then determines what type of spin is going to be on the ball. So if you want to be more consistent, you got to learn side spin. Here's how you can practice it at home.
So I want you to get a foam ball if you're going to do this indoors. And you're going to use a Continental grip, which is going to allow you to lead with the edge of the racket. I'm going to duck down so I don't hit the ceiling. And let's first prove that the ball does not go where you swing when you use a Continental grip, okay? And you lead with the edge of the racket. I'm going to swing toward my play button, okay? The YouTube play button. I'm going to swing that direction. But the ball's not going to go to the play button. Remember, the ball doesn't go the direction you swing. The ball goes where your strings point. Now, a lot of players get confused with that because players are used to using a forehand grip and those two match. Where they point their strings is also where the racket travels. So that's why they're able to hit the play button by swinging toward their target. But what ends up happening is players put a Continental grip in their hand, and then their brain, they've taught themselves to swing toward their target with the other grip. So then they use the better grip, or the grip that they learn in a private lesson, and they swing toward the target, and the ball goes like that. And then you know what happens? The student goes, well, that didn't work. Let me get the ball. They go, well, that didn't work. They look at the coach and they say, what a waste of money. Like, you just made my serve go 20 degrees left, right? When really what we got to think is swing 20 degrees right, and that will correct it. So 20 degrees to the right is the stair well, right? The spindles. So I'm going to swing toward the spindles, but the ball is going to go, hopefully, to the YouTube play button. There we go. So I'm swinging that way, and there we go, I hit it. Now, what's the whole idea of pronation? We don't want to hit a slow serve, and pronation is the fastest way to move the racket through contact. So when we're serving, we want to make this move, okay? We want our strings, if you're right-handed, to face left. Then at contact, our strings face toward our target, and then the racket continues rotating. So this is the move you want to make as you serve. You don't want your strings to face to the sky and then face down. You don't want to make this move. Well, if that's the move I want to make, but I want to put side spin on the ball and get the ball rotating, what I have to do is lead with the edge, even while rotating the racket and pronating. I still need to lead with this front edge as I strike the ball. Now, leading is a relative term, like leading where? Toward the stairs. So notice my strings are facing toward the YouTube play button, but my racket is going to be traveling toward the staircase. Once that movement begins, it continues, and that's why you'll pronate on a slice serve. But most of the rotation, the 180, most of it is after contact. That's the 70 versus 110. You put those two numbers together and it's 180. A lot of players, they think if you try to pronate, you're going to hit on the other side of the ball. They think like, oh, if you pronate, you're going to hit a pancake serve. And they're like, well, that's not going to work. It's like, no. That's if you do more than 90 degrees of rotation prior to hitting. That's not what happens. Most of the pronation, I'm not saying like 98%. I mean, it's 70 versus 110. It's not a huge disparity. But most of, and 110 is most of the turn is actually after you hit the ball. But again, it's just one like continuous motion. So let's do this in slow motion. I'm going to toss, I'm going to serve toward the stairwell. You're going to see my racket track toward the stairs, but the ball goes toward the YouTube play button. So if you're struggling with a Continental grip, if you're struggling to hit a slice serve, understand the grip. It's a backhand grip, knuckle and heel pad on panel number 2. And just in your mind's eye, just think, okay, there's my target. So I'm going to swing off to the right of my target. But the reason the ball goes left is because I'm leading with the edge, which points the strings left. But since you hit it that way, it's like a Harlem Globetrotter spitting a basketball on the finger and you get spin. Now, if you're going to hit a flat serve, by the way, a flat serve, there's no such thing as a flat serve. All serves have spin. It's the amount of spin that determines what type of serve. So if the ball has, if the ball is a flat serve, it's going to have a little bit of spin. If it's a slice serve, it's going to have a lot of spin, and same thing with the topspin serve. But when it comes to a flat serve, you'll swing a little bit to the right of your target. Slice, you swing a little bit more to the target, and a topspin, you swing way off to the side of your target. But that's for another video. So I hope this helps. I hope this gives you the perspective of don't swing the direction you want the ball to go, but actually in your mind's eye, swing off to the side. You're going to be able to swing faster. You're going to gain the spin and control that you're looking for. You're going to be able to hold serve a lot more often.
Now, if you're tired of lugging around your old and outdated ball machine, then just make your tennis friends jealous and get the Proton Ball Machine by Hydrogen Sports. And right now you can get free shipping in the USA when you use my link. It's in the description. You'll find it in the first comment. You'll also see it on the screen at the end of this video. The Proton is fully programmable using its intuitive app. In fact, you control it using your smartphone or watch. It holds up to 100 balls and weighs less than 20 pounds. To see how truly amazing this ball machine is, and to get free shipping when you order one, be sure to use my link.
Now, before I share that link with you, if you're looking for new practice partners in your local area, or maybe you want to find stronger opponents to play singles and doubles against because you keep beating up on the typical opponents you play on a weekly basis, or maybe you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then check out PlayYourCourt. It's a database of local players and coaches who you can contact and start playing immediately. It's so much fun. You got to check them out. I have put the link to PlayYourCourt in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. So click right there to check out the Proton Ball Machine, and with that link, you're given a coupon code for free shipping. Stop swinging towards your target. Pick a spot to the side, swing that direction to impart the spin, and there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.